So he really got on me about nutrition. Now, some of those health books are a bit weird, but you can separate out the weird stuff. There are cassettes on nutrition too. Remember, don't be a follower, be a student. Someone says, I read this book. Should I follow? And the answer is no. Read at least 2 books and make up your own mind. Don't be a follower, be a student. So take care of yourself. There's a Bible phrase that says, many times the spirit is willing, but the body's weak. So you have to work on both. You wake up in the morning and the mind says, let's go get 'em. And the body says, I can't even get out of bed. So work on your health. A person's library of books and cassettes reveals his or her most dominant desires. It's interesting to walk into someone's house and browse through the library. What does your library say about you? So read all the books. Now here's good news. You don't have to read them all at once. Try this. 2 books a week in 10 years is 1,000 books. If you read 1,000 books in the next 10 years, do you think they would greatly influence all the dimensions of your life? The answer is, of course. Well, here's what's exciting. It's only 2 books a week. However, I would suggest if you haven't read 2 books a week for the last 10 years, you are about 1,000 books behind. Can you imagine the incredible disadvantage it will be 10 years from now? There is something to be said for style as well as content, and never has listening to successful people been easier or less costly than it is today. With cassettes like the one you're listening to now, you can own cassette programs by and about the most successful people in any field. And you can listen to their ideas while you do something else, while driving your car, exercising, getting dressed in the morning, anytime. Listen over and over again until their ideas become your ideas, their inspiration, your inspiration. A lot of the books you're anxious to read, such as Think and Grow Rich, have been condensed and narrated on cassette. Your cassette library of great authors and ideas can be the investment with the greatest return of all. Great cassettes will do more than teach you great ideas. They'll also remind you of the important things you already know but sometimes forget. They'll lift your spirit. They'll keep your mind on what's important, on your goal and how you can achieve it. And what a modest investment for the seeds of fortune. Ideas well written, well spoken, well received, well learned, and well invested can be your driving life force for wealth and happiness.
You probably gifted, probably just as gifted as Wayne. But what do Wayne do more than anybody else? I bet you he outwork everybody. See, you get tight right now because you probably thinking, yeah, he don't outwork me. Yeah, he do. You can tell because it shows up. He might not outwork you, but maybe he smile more. He might not outwork you, but maybe he got away with people more. Maybe he just a people person. See, all these is gifts. Your gift will make room for you. You got to identify your God-given gift. If you don't identify your gift, you're going to waste your time. Telling jokes is my gift. It's what I do. I don't even know y'all. Let me tell y'all something. I could, listen, if I want to, I could turn this into a comedy show. I'm probably, everybody in here be throwing up. If I want to. I'm retired from stand-up. But do you understand who I am? Y'all must have forgot. I'm one of the original kings of comedy. I was a bad boy. It's my gift. So even as a motivational speaker, I use my gift. Nothing's more boring than sitting up listening to somebody talk for 45 minutes and you ain't laughed in 45 minutes. You ever snap your head back and you ain't know what you was? You ever been in church? Now, how did I get to October the 8th? Let me tell you how I got there. 1968. Oh, you gonna take it? Okay. I'm happily married. Better be fine, girl. I was telling you about your education a second ago. I heard somebody talk about the importance of education, and education is critical. You have to be educated. You have to be well read. You got to be well versed. There's no way around it.
That he is a God of detail, that every aspect of their created fiber fit into the environment in which they had been created so that they could function and eat and survive without losing anything or destroying anything. He was explaining to me everything. He was explaining to me like this amazing stuff, how he could look like at the dung of the animals and tell, you know, whether it was a male or a female or which way it went, all that kind of stuff. I looked at it. I didn't see too much, but It smelled something, but I didn't see nothing. But I was on the Jeep with my son and myself and the zoologist who was a professor from a university who had a wealth of knowledge and information and intellect. And he could explain everything about the animals. He could explain everything about them. But there was a Zulu who was sitting on the front of the Jeep in a small little chair with some kind of big old outfit on, and he was sitting out there, and the zoologist could explain about the animals. He knew everything about the animals, but he couldn't find them. The Zulu who was sitting on the edge of the Jeep said, "The elephant is over there." And all of a sudden, something hit me right smack dab in the middle of my bald head. I said, I am sitting right in between intellect and instinct. Intellect can explain it, but only instinct can find it. Instinct is an inborn pattern of behavior that is characteristics of a species whereby you have a motivation or impulse or a gut knowing. Or if you're a spiritual being, it's a prompting of the Holy Spirit. It defies logic or intellect, bypasses senses or reasoning, has nothing to do with what you read or studied or learned in school. It's the inner impulse, the nudging of the Holy Spirit to react beyond information. Now, intellect is real important. It's very, very important. You got to have intellect. The more intelligent you are, that too is a gift from God. But intellect without instinct will cause you to fall short from the elephant is over there. I said that good, didn't I? Try that with me. The elephant is over there. Oh, y'all are messing that up. You take that Australian and mix it with that African, it just falls over in the floor. I'm gonna give you one more time. Say it. The elephant is over there. Good.
Stress, by the way, is the achiever word for fear. No, I'm not scared. I just have to get these things done. I'm stressed out. All these things are done. Well, what if you don't get them done? I have to get them done, but what if you don't? Well, then the thing will fall apart. What if it falls apart? Well, then it'll fail. What if it fails? Then I'll be a failure. If I follow the trail of your stress, it will bring me to your deepest fear. So if you own your fear, you can figure out where it is and I can show you how to change it in seconds. And when fear is no longer around, fear is your only enemy. Because when fear is not there, nothing stops you. Who's with me on this? Say I. But we don't call it fear because that doesn't seem cool to us. We're all adults. But kids, will kids show their fear? Oh yeah. They'll do it. They'll make sounds. They'll do everything. So I'd like you to do this time is when you greet somebody, I want you to exaggerate like you're deathly afraid. Like, hi. I want you to exaggerate it so you'd see what you're doing on a very subtle level underneath. I'll show you an example. Who's ever watched the Winter Olympics on television and you're in your chair and watching somebody snowboarding or skiing, and as you're watching, feel yourself doing this? Who knows what I'm talking about here? Say hi. So I'm going to ask you to exaggerate so you notice it. So please play full out. It's the only way you're going to see what you do, and see what do you do differently with your face, your voice, your body when you're really afraid. And it'll show you contrast. Just for 1 minute. As many people as you can, totally exaggerate. You're deathly afraid. Go. Greet them, greet them, greet them. Okay, stop. Shake your body out. Shake your body out. Now, nice and loud. Did you use your body differently to go in this state? Yes or no?